Greetings and peace. Namaste. Naga Samurai Goichi. Guess I'll do a part 2 of talking shit and shooting bows. So, got a couple of different arrows. Matter of fact, so you see, 2 different types of arrows. The blue and white ones are 31-inch 400 spine carbon arrows, and these black and white ones are 30-inch 700 spine carbon arrows. 2 recurve bows. One on the left shoots 54 inches. The recurve on the right, 54 inches, shoots 65 pounds. You have this one in the middle. This is the gold wing. A little difference in design. Shoots 55 pounds. I forgot to say, all of these are 1 inch thick. This is a 1 inch thick long bow at 60 inches that shoots 47 pounds. And I also have another gold wing at 60 inches of the 3/4 of an inch that shoots 38 pounds. So y'all know I do this by myself. But moving on. You know, just making different changes in life, and this is, you know, speaking to everyone, making changes, you know, in your life that are conducive for you. You know, I've been one of those people, I have never ever had a place. I've always tried to be a part of different groups and this, that, and the other, but never seemed to truly have a place. And, you know, I had a very disturbing dream last night about a lot of things that are about to start coming into fruition. Like with the shit they doing to the air and to the water and to the food. After a while, when we look up, every last one of us are gonna have some type of disease, you know, and it's just ridiculous. So my thing is, while they are planning all of this stuff against us, who can we trust? Who can we run to? So I've just noticed, looking over my life, that the majority of people that I have called friends, so forth and so on, it has not been a friendship that has been reciprocated evenly, and I'm to the point that I'm tired of it. I've been a hermit, you know, the majority of my whole life, and every time there would be an opportunity to particularly join a place or something of that nature, on many levels I would jump at the opportunity, because though you travel your long path in truth and righteousness, it is it's good to have somebody, but when I look back over it, I just noticed that the same majority of people, they do not have the same reciprocity when it comes to, you know, when it comes to me. Someone asks me a particular question, and this is just raw truth, it's not being braggadocious. I'm sure some of you can relate. People can ask you something no matter how big or how small it is, but when it comes down to it, you probably bust your ass to get on it right away to help them. You never tell them no, things of that nature. But then when it comes to me, I've noticed that the majority of people is always maybe, or they got to think about it, or sometimes it's just flat out no. And I don't know why. I cannot believe I missed that one. The majority of us, because we're kind-hearted, so forth and so on, we continue to deal with that shit, or we ignore it, or whatever the case is. But it's just now I'm to the point to where I'm so serious. I'd rather walk alone in my path of truth and righteousness than to be subjected to anybody else's type of bullshit. It's really over for that. And because when it boils down to it, with the way you've been treated anyway, you've been by yourself anyway. So what's the difference now? If I don't meet someone who is as willing to reciprocate and be there and to move, you know, and to sacrifice the way that I am willingly, the same that I am, it's all right. So this is just, like I say, just expressing some stuff. This has happened in my real life. This has happened with the YouTube channel. You talk to people, people say so many things on these YouTube channels about unity and coming together, and they're all on the same page. But then when you start to, you know, try to move with these people, when you're trying to fellowship to get things done, people will show you their true colors. You will begin to see that the majority of people are not what they say they are. And it's very unfortunate. And there's so many things that I'm moving away from. You know, people who are still hiding their faces, people who, you know, just are in every single chat, so forth and so on. It's something about that. I'm noticing, people behavior, how they try to, say little slick things and so forth and so on. I don't have time for any of that. Again, my whole thing is to teach everyone proverbially how to fish, so that you can do what? Teach somebody else how to fish. I'm serious about this stuff that I'm doing, and all I'm doing is just getting prepared for when the shit hits the fan. Because there is no game plan for it. Let me remind you, there is no game plan for when the shit hit the fan. All you can do is try to have you a little bit of material, some primitive knowledge, hopefully a couple of loved ones, and y'all do it together. But outside of that, that shit's not happening. So, like I said, just speaking some raw truth from my perspective, and just seeing what's going on with everybody else. I shot 6. I was 5 out of 6. I missed that first shot with that particular, what do you call it, the 700 spine 30-inch, or where'd the frickin' arrow go? Excuse me, y'all. Like I said, I do these raw. I don't like to try to re-edit them and do all that. Here it is. It wasn't the 500 spine. It was the 700 spine. I'm sorry, it was the 400 spine 30-inch, 31-inch. So let me get this adjusted. But like I said, man, I love people genuinely, and all I've been, asking for is just reciprocity from people who try and get together, y'all. Just asking for reciprocity from people who, just want to be there for one another, who really want to do things of that nature. I think I got adjusted enough. So, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, when I do these videos, I'm trying to share. I'm not caring about money. I don't care about any of that crap. It's designed for people to fellowship, be happy, so forth and so on. We switch it up a little bit. We use the Bear Killer. Again, this is a 54-inch recurve made out of 1 thick inch PVC, schedule 40. And as always, I'm shooting from 30 feet or 10 meters to my friends on the other side of the world. But I've just been learning, getting myself physically and mentally, spiritually prepared. We have got to get our bodies in shape. I'm about to start doing shit I've never done before. I'm about to start detoxing and taking other herbs to get the mucus out of my body, so forth and so on. Woo, this thing is heavy. So, not really sure what else to say, but to everybody, do your best to find your own inner peace. Listen to good music. Watch some anime. Make sure you laugh every single day. Even if you can't, find these things to do with someone else. Do these things for yourself. Come up with a routine and practice being at peace. Woo. So, it's interesting. I had so much to say, but a lot of it is gone. The one thing about me, I only speak when I'm spiritually led, and I don't want to force anything out. But my primary thing today was just to remind everyone, not to be somebody else's fool. So other than that, just, hey, enjoy this quiet time. It's very peaceful in the hood today. It's a beautiful 84 degrees here in Memphis, Tennessee. And like I said, I'm just warming up before class gets here. Working on this monster. Like I said, this bad boy pulls 65 pounds. One thing about building bowls, when you build them yourself with PVC, the length of them as well as the thickness of your PVC will determine the strength of it. So one quick comparison, both of these are recurves. One of them right here has a slight recurve in it, which drops it down to about 45 pounds. The design in it, the flatness, and how the curve is almost pretty vertical. But when you look at this one, I have the curves overextended. This is 2 inches shorter than this one right here. And then with it being one thick, 1 inch thick, that makes the strength go up. And I'll be doing other videos as well. I'm going to do some remakes on the tutorials, because I want everybody to learn how to do this. I'm not messed up about the money, really give a shit about the money. I'm trying to sell them. I want people to know how to do it for themselves and make these weapons. Because when the shit hit the fan, we don't know what we're going to have to do. So, I don't know if the camera caught that. There's a big ass wasp just flew by me. For those of you who don't know, I don't fuck with the wasps and bees, but I'm beginning to fear them a little bit more. Not. I didn't lose my shit when it flew by me just then. So kudos to me. And once again, we are using the 2 over 1 under method. I'm sorry, 1 over 2 under method, where there is 1 above and 2 below. Missed. A little too high. Got to make the adjustment. Like I said, I'm shooting 2 types of arrows, 31 inches and 30 inches. So shot. I don't know. Just, I guess, enjoy the moment, you know. I'm here for everybody who desires for it, but I'm so serious. If I'm not meeting people who can reciprocate in the same type of commitment and love that I am, I really, really rather be by myself. I promise you, I feel like the Book of Eli sometimes, the movie The Book of Eli, just a brother, you know, walking by himself, not trying to bother nobody, but just have my particular goal of helping out and getting to my destination. And no one else wants to walk. No one else wants to act right. You know, it's really not about how much knowledge or anything anyone knows, but it is about their behavior. And it is on my agenda to have good character and to treat everyone with certain levels of respect. And I've gotten to the point to where, in my own personal rules in life, there are certain things that I would never, ever, ever do to somebody. And I'm to the point now to where I see people who would do certain things, especially to me, or just to others, period. If I see people doing things that I would never, ever do to them, it's a wrap. I'm just tired of the BS. I'd really rather be a hermit than to subject myself to people and have to worry about mental and emotional dead weight, or people who will leave you high and dry. Because that's happened to me before, where I was in a situation with someone and we were supposed to be surviving together, and something startled both of us. But as opposed to that person wanting to work with me, that person ran off and left me. I never ever forget that. And that could have put both of us in danger, because that person running off could have ran right into the problem and would have been dealing with it, you know, on their own, as opposed to us maneuvering together, you know, and getting it done. It didn't happen that way. And that taught me a lesson. So if instead of, and it also shows that that person doesn't trust you. If they say that they think that you're going to protect them and look after them a certain way, and then they run the situation where you're supposed to be protecting them, and after the fact tell you what they thought that you should do, you know, you have to watch out for these signs, man. You have to watch out for these signs. You cannot be in a shit hit the fan situation with someone you don't trust and with someone who doesn't trust you. That is a very, very dangerous situation. Nice. So I don't have much else to say. Like I said, I'm just venting some shit and getting a warm up 4 out of 6, and getting a warm up before class. Of course, I gotta get mine together. I don't want the students to come here and see me looking all shitty. So I love you all. Namaste.